Greetings, this is Narz with another chess video. I decided today to make a video of chess book reviews, which was inspired by Chess Confessions. He made a video of 100 reviews. I'm not going to do 100, but I'll do some of the ones I have on me, with a few honorable mentions to books that I've given away to others over the years. So let's get started. So I'll start off with two for the price of one. So these are two good old Fred Reinfeld books: 1001 Brilliant Ways to Checkmate, 1001 Winning Chess Sacrifices and Combinations. These are both great. I mean, if you're an intermediate player, these are great. They're just great. You know, take them to waiting rooms, take them to work, take them on planes, trains, and automobiles. Obviously not while you're driving, but yeah, these are both great. My only qualm with them would be that some of them are really easy and some of them are difficult. Like, for example, in the Checkmate book, some of them are 2 move mates, some of them are 7 or 8 move mates. I mean, it's maybe one per 2 pages, 1.5 per 2 pages will be like really complicated 7, 8 move mate. And same thing with this. Some of them are 2 move combinations or even 1 move combination. Some of them are 6, 7 moves deep. But regardless, they're both great. Only qualm, people on Amazon talk about how bad the binding is on these old books, and they're absolutely right. I mean, this book's falling apart. I've had to tape it. It's still falling apart. Only, this really shouldn't bother anybody, but just FYI, the solutions are in descriptive. So if you don't like descriptive, well, too bad. You should really get these anyway if you're an intermediate player. I mean, not that you should. If you don't have any chess books, hey, keep it down. These are really good ones to have. So this is a great book. Forcing Chess Moves. It's got good reviews and for good reason. I really like one thing I really like about this book. Well, the diagrams are very clear and crisp, and they give you. I like this nice little square, the white square. Means it's white to move. The black square means it's black to move. So you can kind of, if you're going through the book, you can cover up the solution, and you know who is to move, which isn't really, which I would appreciate if they made it, if they ever make a second. Damsel, keep it down, please. If they ever make a second edition of this book to do the same thing, because as you're going through the chapters, usually you can tell who's to move by like whose king is exposed or whatever, but you know, if you cover up, you can't always tell, and sometimes it's the other side to move to make a blunder so that the winning side can have the tactics. So if there was that little symbol, but really that's not the point. The point of this book, except for the puzzles, which obviously does tell you who's to move diagram, you know, black to play, white to play. You're supposed to just read through it and take it all in. And this is a great book. It's also got great reviews and for good reason. It's really thorough, and it really gives you the geometrical patterns of tactics. And it has some different themes that you won't hear in other tactics, but like this is the chapter is called the Reloader. Like, for example, here, Queen to A6, pawn takes, rook takes. So you're reloading the same square with a different piece. I mean, you could just say it's a sacrifice, opening a square for another piece, but you know, the way he explains it, I like it. I tend to do well in these puzzles at the end of the chapter because he explains what you're looking for so well. And some people might say, well, no one's going to stand over your shoulder and say, hey, it's an X-ray, hey, it's a double attack, etc., you know, during your tournament games. But on the other hand, damsel, there's no mice for you to eat in my closet, all right? I don't know what you're thinking about, but if you could take your noisy ass in the other room, I'd be really appreciative. Anyway, but ingraining your brain with these patterns is a really good idea, in my opinion. So, because you will be more likely to see them in a tournament game if you've done thousands of double attacks, thousands of mate puzzles, you're going to be more likely to see them in a tournament game, even if no one's tapping you on the shoulder and say, "Hey, look for a double attack," because you've just done so many, and you'll know when they're there and when they're not. Not always, but ideally. Anyways, this is a really good book. I bought this like 2 years ago, and I was really intimidated by it, so I just never started it. As you can see, I'm just barely breaking the surface. It's got 1,000 Endgame Tactics. I'm on number 19. But these are really great. I'm not trying to solve them the first time through. I'm just going through them, trying to like soak them up and take them in, because my Endgame, I haven't done much work on it at all over the years, and it's starting to show. So, speaking of Endgames, this is a really good book. Again, it's one that's got really good reviews, and again, for good reason. It breaks everything down by section. What you should know to be a C player, what you should know to be a B player, what you should know to be a D player. Now, I'm an A player, but now I've gone all the way back down to D just to make sure I know this stuff, down pat, because, endgame knowledge is really essential. A lot of people don't study up on it, and you might see even A players, totally blow an endgame that really a D player, C player should be able to figure out. So I like the way this book is done, formatted. I really enjoy it. As you can see, I'm not that far through it. But I plan to get through the whole thing all the way up to the A player and expert section. And I guess there's a master section. Yeah, Endgames for masters. So, I'm really looking forward to going through this whole book. Now, this is one of my favorites. I remember first time I saw this book, my friend had a hardcover when I was first getting into chess when I was in college, about 19. I was probably like 800 rated player, if I had a rating, which I didn't. But, it's great. It's mostly mates. Mate in 1, mate in 2, mate in 3. The mate in 1 section is real short. Unless you're a pure beginner, you could skip to the mate in 2. I pretty much skipped to the mate in 3. I did every single mate in 3 in this book. Just because, again, these patterns are really essential to have. And it's kind of a relaxing way to end your day. Good for confidence, do a bunch of mate in 3 puzzles. Every once in a while, I'd get to one that really stumped me for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 minutes I'd have to spend. But I did solve them all. And I think it's really good practice. Then they have, combinations on different squares, usually in king-side squares. And I kind of skipped a lot of this just because it's too time-consuming to go through all these games. I'd rather just skip right to the tactic or watch a video of our annotated game and, pause the video and figure out the tactics there. But the endgame section on this is really good. Again, just really simple endgames with just a few pieces on the board. But, in practical play, you're going to reach an endgame a fair amount of the time versus, equal strength players. And I've seen a lot of blown endgames, especially in Blitz, but even in normal in the United States at least, the tournament controls are way too fast. A lot of game 30s, game 45s. So a lot of times you'll reach the end game and it'll be like Blitz. You'll have like 2-3 minutes left. So having this stuff down pat is really important. But overall, this is a great book. This is a book. If you're, like a D or C player, you get it. It'll bring you up a couple hundred points, 300-400 points, maybe 500 points. It's better to do some chess than no chess, and to do mates and 2s and 3s is really pretty relaxing and easy, although at times frustrating if you don't get one you think you should. But, it's great. And for such a huge book, I think it's only like 11, 12, 13 bucks. Looks like I'm running short on time. Fortunately, I haven't actually gone through most of these. Fine Art of Swilling, annotated games like miniature games, How to Win Quickly. Paul Morphy, I got this book just because I feel like I should familiarize myself with Morphy and his classic games. Endgame Challenge, I haven't gone through. The Chess Exam, I think this is Tactics. Yeah, I haven't gone through that. Um, Understand chess move by move, pretty good. I think it's kind of overrated. I kind of like the older book. Out of these two See-Through Scenes books, I'm gonna go with the Gary Lane one. I like his videos too. In general, I really like videos. Check Slasher.com's got some great videos. Roman's Lab, I kind of like. Some of his videos. Oh, and let me do some honorable mentions to Power Mates by Pandolfini. I gave this book away to a friend of mine. It's really great. That's the one annotated book game. I've gone through every single one. Winning Chess Tactics. Chess Confessions doesn't like Sarah one. Maybe I just got a soft spot because that was my first chess book, but I really like it. Another good Reinfeld book, How to Force Checkmate by Reinfeld. 300. I think it's 300 games. I gave that away to friends. Okay, thanks for watching.